Subtraction using expanded form. So the strategy of expanded form is one of my favorite strategies for subtracting because I really think it's much easier to understand when we're regrouping, or what some people call borrowing, and why we regroup the way that we do and how it works. So we're going to practice that today by finding the difference between 47,424 and 93,037. Now, I know when in a math problem someone asks me to find the difference, it means I need to subtract. So the first thing I'm going to do is write an equation or a number sentence to represent this problem. Now I know in subtraction that the greater number comes first in my equation, and in this equation, the greater number is actually second, the 93,037, because I know this 9 in the 10,000s place is larger than the 4 in the 10,000s place. So write 93,037 minus 47,424 equals D. And that D is just representing my unknown, or what I'm trying to solve for, which in this problem is the difference. Could be any letter. Okay, now I'm ready to get started. So I'm going to start by writing both of my numbers in my equation in expanded form. Now, typically in expanded form, you would write addition signs in between each one, but I'm not going to do that because I find it gets really confusing when we're actually subtracting. So I'm going to start with my greater number, and I'm going to start in the ones place just because it's a little bit easier to think about those place values first. So in the ones place here, we have a 7. So I'm going to write a 7 here. Next, we have a 3 in the tens place. So 3 in the tens place, 3 tens. The value of that 3 is equal to 30. And if we go to the next place up, we have a 0 in the hundreds place. So the value of that is simply 0. Making these in just one straight line. Next, we're moving up to the thousands place, and in the thousands place, there's a 3. So 3,000 is the value of 3,000 is the value of that 3. And finally, we are in the 10,000s place, and in the 10,000s place, there's a 9. So there are 9 10,000s, or 90,000. So that's my first number in expanded form. And again, typically with expanded form, you put plus signs in between each number, but I'm not doing that because I find it can be kind of confusing when we're subtracting. So you just need to make sure they keep in a straight line and are organized. Let's go to our next number. So in the ones place again, we have a 4. So there's a 4 in the ones place. So I'm just going to write a 4, and I'm going to write it right below the ones place of my other number. Next, in the tens place, we have a 2. But the value of that 2 in the tens place is 2 tens, or 20. And I'm going to write that right below the other tens place. Next, we have the hundreds place, and there's a 4 in the hundreds place. So the value of that 4 is 400. Next, the thousands place has a 7. So the 7 has a value of 7,000. Put that right beneath the other thousands place. And last, we have 4 in the 10,000s place. So 4 10,000s is equal to 40,000. So now we have all of our numbers in expanded form stretched out, so they're just a little bit easier numbers to think about and work with, which is another really great thing about this strategy. And now they're kind of stacked nicely by place value. And now this kind of looks like what some people call the standard method, or the standard algorithm, or the stacking method. When we're subtracting, we always start in the ones place. And the reason for that is because if we need to regroup And we are going to have to move up a place value, and we want to make sure we have enough to do that. So we're going to start in the ones place. 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. 30 minus 20, can kind of think of that like 3 minus 2, just moved up one place value. So 3 minus 2 is 1, so 30 minus 20 is equal to 10. Now in our next place value, we're asked to do 0 minus 400. I want you to think about this one carefully. If I like to think about it in real world situations. So if I have 0 cookies, can I eat 400 cookies? No way. So I don't have enough to subtract right now. So what I need to do is I need to regroup. I need to go up to the next largest place value, so my thousands place, and I'm going to take one of the thousands, I'm going to move it over to the hundreds place because I know that 1,000 is equal to 10 hundreds. So in the thousands place, I'm going to have 2,000 now because I took away 1,000 and I moved it over to 1,000. I haven't changed the value of my number. I have 1,000 plus 2,000, which is 3,000. I'm just moving this to the hundreds place so I can subtract that 400. So now I have 1,000 minus 400. So I can count up from 400 until I get to 1,000 by 100. So 400, 500, 600. You can use your fingers for this. 700, 800, 900, 1,000. So that gave me 600s, which makes sense because 6 plus 4 equals 10. So 600 plus 400 should equal 1,000. So next, I need to subtract 2,000 minus 7,000. And again, if you're unsure, always think about a real world solution. If I have $2,000, can I spend $7,000? No way. So I need to regroup again. Now this time it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to start and we're going to go up to the next place value, which is the 10,000s place. And I'm going to take one of these 10,000s and I'm going to move it over to the thousands place. So if I move over one 10,000, I'm going to move over 10,000. But I already have 2,000 here, where before I had 0. So I'm going to add 2,000 and combine these two plus the 10,000. So that 2,000 doesn't just go away. So I'm going to end up with 12,000 here. And I'm going to end up 90,000 or 9 10,000s minus 1 10,000 is equal to 8 10,000s or 80,000. So now I can cross off that 2,000. And now I'm going to do 12,000 minus 7,000. I know 12 minus 7 equals 5. So 12,000 minus 7,000 equals 5,000. And last, I have my 10,000s place, 80,000 minus 40,000. I can think about that like 80 minus 40. If I subtract, I have 80, 70, 60, 50, 40. So I have 40. So it's the same thing in the thousands place. 80,000 minus 40,000 is equal to 40,000. So now I have my answer in expanded form. And I want to write it in standard form, or how numbers normally kind of look to us. So I'm going to start in the highest place value. I know there's a 4 in the 10,000s place. There's a 5 in the thousands place. There's a 6 in the hundreds place. There's a 1 in the tens place. And there's a 3 in the ones place. If I'm not sure if I did it right or if there's zeros, a lot of times I like to check and I'll just draw little lines. Okay, 3 goes to the ones place. Well, that looks good. There should be a 1 in the tens place for 110. Yep. 6 in the hundreds place. 5 in the thousands place. And a 4 in the 10,000s place. So my difference, or my D, is equal to 45,613. Your next step might be to check this method using addition. You can use any addition form you like and make sure you double check your work.